Hi all, my name is Claudia and I am doing my micro teaching lesson for my topic, which is Year 9 Science. The theory of plate tectonics explains global patterns of geological activity and continental movement. My resource I would be using would be the Queensland Curriculum and Assessment Authority. Admittedly, even though it is the Queensland Government's curriculum, it's still quite relevant to Victorian, because if you actually check out the BCAA's elaboration and content description actually matches that of the Australian curriculum. There's not much difference, just a few little words here and there. So one task that's based off the Australian curriculum, I guess, can't hurt. The Queensland curriculum actually allows you to go in Prep to 10, actually go through any subject, really, go through maths and other NAPLAN issues. Also goes through senior secondary, so your year 11 and 12 subjects. So if you go into the Australian curriculum in the Prep to 10 category, you can click on the science button and you can actually choose via year level. So if you want to go year 7, 8, and 9 maths, you just choose by that. You can choose your other topics, other learning areas as well. So year 9 science, I'm still clicked into. So it actually gives the link to the the Australian curriculum in Queensland. And that's actually where I found this link. So I had a look. I was like, okay, very, very similar. It gives you actually elaborations of what the assessment tasks should be like. It also gives you sample assessments. So this is where one of my resources may come from. So it also gives you sample unit plans. It actually gives you lesson plans. So it gives you a good idea of what actually needs to be done in order for a student to be taught well and successful. It also gives you a sequence of content of how I guess the Queensland government would set up their schooling. So what order would they teach in? So in terms of the sample assessment tasks, once it's opened, it actually, I'm at the bottom, comes up with an actual proper assessment task, and basically students will use their scientific theories and to decipher between the theory of plate tectonics and modelling of modelling the effects of earthquakes on buildings. So they would use a lot of discussion in this. They would actually work in pairs and have thorough conversations about what their thoughts are and how it changes between student to student. They'll also do an investigation in this task where they will kind of decipher between different heights of buildings and how they are affected in an earthquake. It's also got a lot of explain questions where they're able to actually bring their own thoughts. In saying this, we can't just let a student just write down what they think. It needs to come from a little bit of background knowledge. It also needs to come through discussion. So basically, they're not just writing down a random answer that they think is right. They're actually learning and actually understanding why the answer they originally thought is wrong and building on that knowledge. The last question in this actually gives students an opportunity to actually elaborate and explain the differences between what they have found in the case study. So the similarities and differences between the buildings. So what happens in an earthquake when you have a tall, a medium, and a short building. So students will be able to actually propose an explanation for the patterns of the damage to buildings in Mexico City, being the case study. So they get a nice big space, and generally they would present this to their class. It also comes with a bit of a marking criteria so that you know that your students are generally following what is needed. This doesn't actually need to be an assessment task specifically. This could be just a classroom-based task that students work together, they have discussions about, and follow up, I guess, with their learning, so building on that knowledge that they already possess. Otherwise, it can be used as an assessment task, obviously, probably a little bit of tweaking to actually meet the criteria of the Victorian curriculum. So yeah, this is my resource that I would probably definitely use during my teaching, especially for this topic. Thank you very much.